All right, horror hounds, and welcome to an episode of This Just In. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 things that I did not like about Halloween Ends, the things that I was out on. I'm going to be doing these in no particular order. If you found this video and you haven't seen my top 10 things that I liked about the movie, you can go find that one and watch that as well, so you can see that I am not just hating on this movie. I'm actually very in the middle on this movie. I gave it a 2.75. It was my least favorite of the trilogy. And we're about to find out what things made me not like this movie that much. Number one, which is probably the biggest thing for me in the whole entire movie. That's why I'm kicking it off with this one. And that is the final fight. This has been billed as Laurie versus Michael. And we're going to finally get the throwdown of the century. 44 years in the making. What's going to happen? Well, I can tell you that most likely the video you're watching right now will end up being longer than that fight. That fight ends so damn fast, and it is unsatisfying as all hell. And a lot of that has to do with my number two reason, which is Michael Myers. In this movie, Michael Myers, the way he is played, the way he is portrayed, he is a weak-ass old man who has no strength, which makes no fucking sense at all. I mean, he can barely grab Corey in the one scene. He can barely pull himself together to kill somebody when Corey's holding the guy for him. Then he starts jerking around when he kills somebody. You think, hey, he's getting his power. But nah, Corey just walks in there and fucking wants to steal his mask. He's like, give me your mask, old man. And throws him to the ground, straddles him and rips off his mask, and then just walks out of the sewer with his mask. And the fact he's been living in the fucking sewers. Michael Myers. And living in the fucking sewers. Okay. And in that final fight scene, he's the decrepit old man. He can barely fight Laurie. He gets like kind of an upper hand when he's going to stick her hand in that, the garbage disposal. But he can't even have enough power to do that. And then she winds up stabbing his hand down, stabbing his other hand down, dropping a refrigerator on his leg. And she kills him like it's nothing. Like, yes, we got a conclusion. I'm glad you guys are willing to have the balls to give us a conclusion. That's an in for me that you're giving us a conclusion. But fucking Christ, 5 minutes? 5 minutes for the epic scene that we've all been waiting now, because this was the last 5 minutes, 3 full movies to see, and that's what you give us is 5 minutes. That was just ridiculous. Alright, number 3 for me is Corey. Not him as an actor, not his story, until the very fucking end. At the very end, Corey decides, for some reason, that his big epic plan is Laurie's gonna kill him, or he's gonna kill Laurie. Nope. He hears Allison pulling up, so he stabs himself in the throat with a knife to kill himself. So we follow this character for like an hour and 10 minutes. We go through the tragedy from when he accidentally killed that kid. Everybody treating him like shit. He meets Michael. He starts to become a killer. He gets this rage. He puts on the Michael Myers mask and he fucks people up. Then he gets to Laurie and he gets 2 gunshots in the chest. And then he stabs himself in the throat with a knife. Yeah. Thank you for making me invest in a character. And the fact that I was actually paying attention and invested in this point, and then you just fucking kill him and give me that shit fucking fight scene, is why this movie drops below a 3 for me. Because I was on board all the way up until pretty much the point that he beat the shit out of Michael, and then he kills a few people and kills himself. That was a very, very shitty ending to a character that you wanted us to invest an entire fucking movie in. Number 4 for me is too much shit not explained. We don't get explained why Michael's now magically decrepit, but in the last movie, he killed tons and tons of people. He was an unstoppable killing force, and now he's just weak. Then he stabs that guy, but then he's still weak. Like, there's just too much shit that's not explained. Why was he... Why, when he touched Corey, could he look in Corey's eyes and see the accident that happened? Why did Corey then become a fucking killer afterwards? Was something transferred? Did Michael let him live because he knew he was a killer? What is the fucking purpose of this? I don't understand it. And then not just that, but Laurie throughout this whole movie keeps acting like she wants to fucking die. But then she's the one who kills Michael at the end. Like, even when she's got him dead to rights to kill him, he rips his hand through the knife and grabs her by the throat, and she's like, do it. Just do it. End it now. But why were you trying to kill him if you just wanted to die? Why didn't you just lay there and just fucking die? It doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. So that's number 4 for me. Is just too much shit in this movie is not explained. Number 5 is going to be the trailer versus the movie we got. I purposefully did not watch any trailers to go into this film completely blank. I just knew this was the trilogy and they're ending it now. But since I watched the movie, I've seen a shit ton of trailers. Because, our phones listen to what we do. So I've got to see the big epic battle of Michael and Laurie in trailers. So if you've seen the trailers, you've pretty much seen the fucking end of this movie. Because trailers are 2 minutes long, and that fight is probably 5. So thank you for giving us, probably between the few different trailers you shot, the entire scene. We didn't have to go on Peacock or spend our money at the movie theaters to see what we came to see, because you didn't build any of that shit with Corey when he gave it to us. So I feel like that screwed people over, and I think that's why some people are really pissed, because they came for an epic fight, and they didn't get it. All right, number 6 for me is off-screen kills. This movie has a shit ton of off-screen kills, which kind of goes inside with like alongside all of the other movies that these guys did for the trilogy. They do a fuck ton of off-screen kills. I'm sorry, you did not make enough money off Halloween 2018? Then you decided you were going to make a trilogy instead of ending it there? And you made more money off of all of us? And you couldn't fucking stomach to give us more kills? They had to be off-screen deaths? I mean, the one kill I thought was going to be off-screen, which was the doctor, but then you could see Corey stabbing him when he's behind him. Like, you could see it in the dark shadows. And then it finally, shows you up close what he's doing. And that was really cool. But that one, I was like, oh, come on. You're really doing another one? Because I felt like there was, 4 or 5 off-screen kills prior to this. Number 7 for me is they repeat shots from the first film just because they wanted to have shots from the first film. And a lot of movies, they do play homage to a lot of movies in this trilogy. But this, I thought, was just straight up just having it there just to have it. You see Laurie looks out the window for some fucking reason, and there's Corey standing like he's Michael Myers at the hedgerow. The chances of those two things happening at the same time, only in this movie. And then, yet again, we get another Michael Myers kill where he lifts somebody up, stabs him in the chest with a kitchen knife, and they stick to the wall. I feel like he could have killed her a few different ways, and they just went with tried and true. This was in the original. Let's put it in here. And then the only one that I thought was a decent thing that they did was at the end. They do the shots through every room in her house, just like they did in the original. That one I was fine with. But those other two I just felt like was just there to be there. My number 8 is going to be the connectivity to the trilogy. This movie feels like it has nothing to do with the other 2 films. Not a fucking thing. Not a thing. Which my 8 and my 9 can probably go together in this one, and that is the 4-year jump. So because they were going to do it all in one night, and then they got COVID, and they decided to do a 4-year jump in here, that 4-year jump is not explained, and there's not really a connectivity to it. And the only thing they can say is, Michael's been missing, so Michael's hiding in a sewer for 4 fucking years until Corey magically stumbles upon him when somebody throws him off a bridge. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that connects that movie to the other ones is the fact that Allison is living with Laurie now because she doesn't have any family because they died. And the fact that Michael does fight Laurie at the very end. That's the only thing that connects those 2 movies. And it doesn't make sense to me why they would do that. All right, so that was my 8 and my 9. My number 10 is going to be another reason why people probably hate this movie, and that is not enough Michael Myers. We wait 45 minutes before we see him. And he's hiding in a crack in a wall in a fucking sewer drain. And he grabs Corey by the fucking throat and he sees in his eyes, and then he lets him go. And then we don't see him again until Corey brings somebody there. And then they kind of go on like a little bit of a tag team killing spree. And then we get him at the very end. When he puts on his mask and they kill him in 5 minutes. This is a Halloween movie. This is the epic battle, the end. And I think if you added up the total amount of time Michael Myers is on screen, you might be able to get 20 minutes out of an almost 2-hour long movie. Just makes no sense to me. Alright guys, so those are the things I am out on. That is the stuff I did not like about Halloween Ends. Like I said before, I did a 10 things I liked about Halloween Ends video as well. You can check that one out. Don't forget to give me a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can tell when the next video comes out. Leave some comments down below. Maybe you can tell me the 10 things you didn't like about Halloween Ends. Until the next one, rest in peace.